the right side of the quad. One day I just decided to explore. Said, you know what, let me go to the left. And that's when I discovered something called the Student Union. Whoa, there's a lot of girls, students, dancing the way and stuff like that. Festivities well in the way. I actually walked down the stairs, Glass and Key stairs, and then I saw a pizzeria. I'm like, oh my God, all these years, I've been like eating sandwiches, now there's a pizzeria downstairs. I passed by the corridor looking around, and then all of a sudden to my right, there's a pool hall. Oh, you gotta be kidding, this is college life, that's what I'm talking about. Like everybody dancing and stuff like that, and just as I thought I'd seen everything, right? I turn around and I see a bunch of Latinos in a large office. And I said to myself, which college thought of everything? Immigration. And I'm like, well, no, that's not. That's Alliance of Latin American Students. I said, let me step in. I have nothing else to do. As I step in, I couldn't help but just dance a little to the music that they had in there. And what else other than the longest bachata in the world. Oh my God. To my right, I see people playing dominoes. In the middle, girls dancing. And to my left, people playing spades. Yeah. Yes, and that's when I saw him. That's why I laid eyes on him with complete jealousy and anger. Look at this big guy with nice curly gelled up hair. Yeah, I was jealous of him. And he was looking at me like complete disgust. And I was just in the middle, just staring like, oh my God. And then really, in the middle of all the noise, I heard him utter the word, boludo. I had no idea what that was, but I knew there was something bad. Because I was getting a little angry. And everybody was just, I can't believe he said that. And then all of a sudden, when I thought something was gonna happen, somebody walked in and introduced himself in the middle of dancing. Hi, my name is Desiree. Welcome to the club. Yes. And I was mesmerized by her beauty and her charm, which is why I married her 10 years. And 10 years later, yes, honey, I love you. Let me go back to the story. Okay? So I go back and I'm like, oh, you know what? Don't worry about it. And everything's cool. I had to go back to school. I had to go back to the classroom and everything like that. They did mention something about cultural nights, okay, which is like an evening full of events and stuff and live music. And I was like, the next semester, well, I didn't go back to the club as much. I didn't see him, and I was like, but there was something in my head, like, there's something wrong about this guy. I don't know what it was. So anyway, the following semester, I decided to save up money and buy myself a suit at a special place. And after finding a special suit, expensive suit at JCPenney, I decided to go to Queens College. And when I went in to the club, it's a 4th-floor room of Alas, I opened the door and I see everybody, beautiful people dancing and stuff like that, and there he is again. The big guy with the gelled up hair. Actually, 2-piece suit like mine, flat up collar. And I'm like, wow, he shops at the freaking same places I do, but he had a big chain around him. I'm like, I'm looking like a Latino Mr. T. Oh, it's okay, let me leave him alone. I started dancing and everything, and then once I thought that I really had it down pat, like, yeah, that's all he had, all of a sudden, I was completely jarred when I saw him grab a couple of girls and start dancing to the only song at that time. Oh my gosh, big moves, the trifecta. This guy had beautiful hair, nice clothing, and he could dance. I couldn't do it. The end of the festivities, people invited me, to go out afterwards, and I had other things to pursue that night. So I said, you know what, I'll take a rain check. A few weeks later, I decided to cash that in. A group of friends of ours decided to go to a club, and there he was again. I'm like, this guy's everywhere. Everybody wants to be around him. And after a lot of shots of aguardiente, before the club, I actually found out that he had a name. Victor Herrera. Beautiful name, come with all the trifecta. I was like, I couldn't beat him. So I decided to join him and try to be very friendly with him. After a couple of drinks, he then, started talking to me, and he's like, oh, he's cool and stuff like that. He invited me to clubs in the future, and I said, you know what? I think I met the qualifications for being in this inner circle. I love talking to girls, I love to drink, and I love talking to girls. And he's like, he could be useful for something, right? So months went by, we went to a lot of clubs, and large groups started dwindling down to just me and him. And that's when I had the opportunity to really have a conversation with him. Then I realized that this guy is not such a hoe or pretentious person that I thought. This guy was loving, he's devoted, he's a family man. And what I respected the most was the fact that he already had standards, right? Standards that he always sacrificed and ensured that he moved forward and never let go of. So I had the privilege later on of actually meeting his parents, who thank God are here today. And as everyone knows. And then I realized where he got his good looks from and charm. Yes, they're beautiful people. They introduced themselves, they started talking to me, and I learned a lot about soccer, hanging out with him about cars and stuff like that. And his mother, interesting enough, just said, Carlos, si estás enfermo, te recuerda, tú tienes que comer arepitas. Now, arepita, I was like, yeah, I eat that all the time. No, it's not what you think. Yeah, there's some meaning behind it. But you know what? Love him so much. And I thank you for being part of my life. Fast forward very quickly, I then had the pleasure to meet Jessica. And at that point in his life, he'd been through a lot of changes. I kind of lost Victor a little bit, which is very respectful because he had gone through a lot of stuff, but he wanted to do it on his own. And so he said, you know what? I know you're there for me, but let me just, relax a little. A few years later, he introduced me to Jessica. Jessica came over the house. Right? When he opened the door, I said, oh my God, what a goddess. And you could see that Victor was his old self again. He was devoted, loving, just like his wife. I mean, you could see that. And there was one thing that I started to realize, like, wait, there's something about her that really keeps him in check. And then I realized, yes, it's the female Puerto Rican power. Yes, some of you guys know here what that is. Anyone? Yes, I feel you, brother. It's my brother, yes. But at the very end, I always knew that Victor would once get married, because I knew God would reciprocate for his love, his devotion, his sacrifice to everybody else by calling upon an angel to come down and marry him. And Jessica, I thank you for answering God's call. Congratulations to everyone. Sandu, congratulations to everyone. And love, life, and happiness. Thank you. Now let's celebrate.